It took 12 years, 5 cities, 2 countries, a fair amount of wine, but we are now here in the presence of family and friends from Canada, California, and beyond, as we celebrate Sean and Jessica's love for each other and our own love for them.
Sean, when we first met 17 years ago at the University of British Columbia, I was immediately drawn to you. You were a contestant in a male pageant show. And I have videos of you bringing down the house with your talent segment. I thought you were incredibly handsome, self-confident, with a great sense of humor. Some things never change.
Jessica, even though we first met in September 2006, it wasn't until 4.5 years later, in our final semester at UBC, that our story began. We decided to carpool to donate blood. We sat next to each other and talked as they started to draw your blood first. As they started to draw mine, I started sweating. I started turning pale and felt like I was about to faint, and you spring into action. Then a few minutes, I started feeling better, and for the rest of the draw, you gave me a hard time for almost passing out at a blood drive I had organized. Now, maybe it was the blood loss, but it was in that moment, as we sat there talking and laughing, that I knew there was something special about you.
You're a very special soul, Jessica. The most satisfying reward as a mom is seeing your child experience true love and happiness, which I see with Jess and Sean. Sean, I'm thrilled that you're part of this family. You and Jess continue to have this playful energy that's magic, and you bring that to all of us.
About a year ago now, they had one of their big dinner parties at their place. Lots of great people, lots of great wine. Everyone else had left. I was helping clean up. I walked into their kitchen, the back door. The lights were dim and some music was playing. These two were having a deeply intimate romantic moment. It's PG, don't worry. It's almost grosser than what you guys are thinking. They were feeding each other, throwing food at each other. They were dancing. It was almost disturbingly romantic. I came back 15 minutes later and they were still at it. But fortunately, they've just gotten married. So they have a lifetime ahead of them of being romantic in the kitchen. And I'm so excited for you guys to recreate those beautiful moments. And if I feel lucky to have Jess become part of my life, I can only imagine how lucky Sean feels, as he should.
Cheers.
There's going to be a lot of talk today about timing. I think this is a strong recurring theme in our relationship and what's brought us here today.
It's the morning of May 3rd, 2011, the day we cried in your car together. You're moving to Calgary, I'm moving back to Omaha, and I had fallen completely in love with you.
Deciding to give dating a try just months before we were leaving Vancouver for our respective hometowns may not be everyone's definition of good timing, but it's our timing. And here we are 12 years later, continuing to chart our own course.
It hasn't always been easy, and I don't think we would have agreed to it if we knew how hard it was going to be. But today, exactly 4,541 days later, I am so grateful that we did. Jessica, you are my best friend. You are my Bichette. It took us more than 12 years to get here, and it was absolutely worth the wait. I love you.
I love you.
And so, now that you, Jessica, and you, Sean, having promised to love each other through your vows and through the giving and receiving of these rings, by the power vested in me by the state of California, I am delighted to pronounce you, finally, husband and wife.
So let's raise our glasses and toast to the open bar, the true enabler of questionable dance moves and the tasteful nudity that we've all been promised. Oh, and to Jessica and Sean.
Let's raise a glass to the newlyweds. L'chaim.
everybody please raise a glass to Jess and Sean and wish them gra gudjo.
Sean, we are analogous to a co-fermented wine. Our 12 years together make us inextricably linked. We cannot be undone into our separate varietals. We are uniquely us, impossible to reproduce. And as we age and adapt to changing environments, we will become softer, more refined, hopefully investment worthy, less alcoholic, possibly more full-bodied, but continually a better expression of ourselves. And when we grow old, I'm excited to really savor what we've created.